Welcome to the channel. We're going to be talking about my F-150 2025 F-150 Lightning Flash. I've had this truck now for 1 week, and we just kind of want to go through my opinions on it and everything I've kind of learned over the last 7 days. I've had it actually a little over 7 days. I've had this truck now for going on 10 days. And I've already had, and we're going to say this, the worst EV experience that I've had in the last 6 years, 130,000 miles of driving one, with this truck. Now, some of that was my fault. So we'll get into that one. And let's just real quick rundown of the things in the past week that I have liked and disliked of the F-150 Lightning Flash trim 2025, brand new, especially coming from a Tesla, two-car Tesla family for the last 6 years. Let's talk about the good things so far, and I'm probably going to go a little bit out of order here and there. So far, this truck has been a very, very comfortable ride. It is a cruiser. It is very enjoyable to drive. It's high off the ground, so you get really good visual view of the road. You can see things really far ahead, and it also feels nice and safe being much larger. The amount of space on the interior in comparison coming from a Tesla Model 3 is just wow. The amount you can fit in the 4 doors is more than you could fit in the entire Model 3. The Model 3 holds a lot of stuff compared to other 4-door sedans. So the space is amazing. I mean, just the glove compartment by itself is huge. So I just recently did a video on this truck of me, basically my brand new truck. The truck's very comfortable. The steering wheel is really nice in the Flash. So the Flash trim, if you don't know, is technically an XLT with a little bit more features. So you get things such as the big large screen in the front. You get a little bit softer, I believe these are a little bit softer plush steering wheel. You get the leather seats here. You get a few features. You also get, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. The power frunk is absolutely amazing. The look of this truck is great. It's an F-150. It looks like an F-150. It's got great styling. If you are a fan of the F-150 truck, you will like the Lightning. It's got a lot of that. Accessories for the truck are out there. Many of them can be used with the just regular F-150 accessories. So if it's, that truck sells a lot of trucks. It has been for a long time, so a lot of these accessories already exist for the Lightning. This truck's also already been in the market for a few years. So started in 2022 model year, so now it's just 3 years of making this truck. And 2022, 3, 4, 5, so technically it's 4 years, exactly a few. And yeah, so I'm loving the cubby holes, the cup holders, extra cup holders, the space, the outlets. The Pro Power on board is really nice. I haven't used the 220 in the back, but I have used the 110s already in the front and on the thing. I'm actually using it right now in the cabin as well. Coming from the Tesla Model 3 with 100,000 miles, you were left with USB-B, and that was it. So it's nice being able to literally plug in your laptop into the car at any time. I've taken this on a couple of trips already, not real long trips, and so got to observe the range. I've charged it now at SuperChargers, and 2 different styles. So you got the version 2 dispensers I've charged at, and the version 3 dispensers. So charging at Tesla SuperChargers. So I knew this going in to buying a non-Tesla vehicle. If you charge at a Tesla supercharger, the rate or the price per kilowatt hour is more expensive. So there was once where I had to put a decent amount of energy into the truck at a V3 cabinet, V4 cabinet actually, V3, I guess it's V4 cabinet, so that the cord actually reaches the truck, and it was $21. I don't know if I've ever spent, I think I spent $21 with my Model 3 a handful of times, and it was usually when we were charging and we went shopping, and we just let it go all the way to 100 or 95, something like that. This truck went from it was 22% to 63%. Is that right? So 40% of the battery, and it costs $21. So she's thirsty. Also, not having the Tesla membership means that it's more expensive for a non-Tesla. I would always get a lower rate in my Tesla at Tesla Superchargers. I have charged Teslas at things like EA or Electrify America chargers, and it's always been more expensive for the Tesla. So it's also more expensive for the Ford charging at those, because I did shop around afterwards and try to see where's the cheapest place to go. The only way you're going to get cheaper one is by doing the membership, from what I saw. So likely my plan for that is, if we know we're going to do a long distance trip, I will probably pay the $12.99 to Tesla to get the subscription for that 1 month that I'm doing a road, a fairly long road trip, if I'm going to be supercharging a lot. I did the math. If I charge from 20 to 80%, which usually happens at least once in a long week-long trip where I'm away from home, it basically will cost me about $9 more based on the charging discount with the membership. If the membership's $12.99, then that's just a couple more dollars, and it's already basically paid for the membership. So that's basically me charging once 20 to 80%, and say we charge a couple more times throughout the trip, and I will start saving money. So to me, it's not a big discount or anything, but it will save a little bit of money, and it will make that charging not hurt quite as bad whenever I get the bill when I leave the charger. Anyways, with a Tesla, it was much cheaper there. We'll probably also just take our Tesla Model Y on many of our road trips, because can utilize the superchargers for free and get that cheaper discount. So, and it's not as thirsty, right? So it'll be a cheaper trip all around. If we can use the Y, that's what we probably will do, because it is cheaper on the mileage. The next thing that I did notice was trying to charge at superchargers at basically at the 250 kilowatt dispensers. The cable does not reach the truck, so you have to really pull in. So we were coming back from a wedding, and I had to charge just a little trickle charge. I just needed a splash and go, basically, because we were going out to dinner, and I made a mistake before we left, and I'll get into that. And so I needed to do that, and I had to pull in and then back up, try the cord, it didn't reach, pull back in. And so this has happened twice on these types of dispensers, where I could not pull in the right location in order to plug in on the first try. I had to get out of the truck, pull the cable up to the car, and find out that I can't reach with the adapter, and had to get in my truck and have to reorient and move closer. And so that's painful and a little bit irritating. And the next thing is going to be the fact that I have to take up basically 2 spots if the end cap is gone. And the end cap, somebody was on the end spot, so I had to take up 2 parking spots to charge the one thirsty truck. Luckily, there was not, it wasn't a full charger, but I do feel bad about that. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I much rather go charge at the version 4 dispensers, because the cables are much longer and they can reach just fine, and you only take up 1 spot. You can use any of them at any time. So that's one thing that I knew I was getting myself into. Okay, The area that I made the mistake the other day was we were going to a wedding, and I somehow in the app turned on to charge between certain times. I plugged my truck in. I somehow changed the settings for it to charge during certain time periods. That's on me. And 3 hours had gone by, and I decided to check on the truck, see where it was charging, and it had not charged at all. And so I had to get dressed really quickly, rush to a supercharger and charge this thing up before we could leave. And I was in rush mode. I actually plugged the Model Y in at the same time at the house on our Tesla wall charger, and it charged enough to get us there as well. So I had 2 options when I got back, but it's not as forgiving. These big batteries are not as forgiving when you make mistakes, and I made a mistake, and that's the worst EV experience I've had, simply because it just took too long to supercharge it, and I just barely got enough to get us there and back to a charger, and that's what I did. So I was very frustrated. I was mad. I was saying, you know, why'd I go and get this truck? I could have just gotten a Model Y and a trailer hitch, blah blah blah, and a trailer, and saved money and had a better, you know, EV. But once I cooled down, I was mad. Once I cooled down and was driving the truck for this week, I noticed, yeah, no, I really do. I'm glad I have the truck. I like the truck a lot. It's a great truck, and I was just overreacting. I was just frustrated and mad. So, with that said, that was kind of that worst experience. It worked out, but, you know, just note to anyone that's coming from a Tesla, going into another EV that has a big battery, that's not a Tesla, that it takes a lot to fill those batteries up, potentially. Now, like the GM, it will charge at, what, 350 kilowatt? So it's going to charge a lot quicker. It's going to be more forgiving, but these F-150 Lightnings cap out around 175-ish kilowatts, and it takes a while to charge this bad boy up when you're trying to get a large stretch. It's also that $21 charge. And so, yeah. Anyways, the next thing that was a problem about this truck. So let's talk about, these are some issues I have. I've been, this other issue here is my fault, right? I should have did better research. I should have paid attention a little bit better. So this issue's on me. But at the end of the day, I have been doing research on F-150 Lightnings, and for a while I had a Lariat reserved from day one when they announced the Lightning. So I was very familiar with the Lightning. Extended range battery, 131 kilowatt hour battery pack, 320 miles of range, right? That's what I had in my head as the extended range battery pack. And I think you probably know where this is going. So I've been test driving used ones. I've been looking at used Lariats and Platinums. Extended range. I want an extended range Lightning. That was my spec. I wanted extended range. I did not realize, and yes, some short research would have shown me this, but I wasn't looking at flashes. I was not. I was looking at the higher trims used typically. And so I did not realize that they changed the battery size in the extended range flash to 123 kilowatt hour. So they reduced the battery size by 10%, and they're still calling it extended range on the card. And I did not notice. I didn't realize that it was 300 miles of range. I didn't realize that it was 10% less battery capacity than extended range Lariat or Platinum. I thought it said extended range battery. It's not standard range battery, right? So it wasn't until after I bought the truck that I realized this, and everything I'd done research wise said that if you got a Lightning, the range was very similar to your Tesla. It just charges at a lower charge rate, but it charges at a constant charge rate, so it's actually not so bad. And that's what I was going for. So it's not a big deal, but it's not what I was expecting. So basically, the story is, you know, if you're gonna get a flash, that you need to pay attention to the battery. It's not 120 131 kilowatt hour. It's not 320 miles of range. It's going to be closer to 300 miles of range if you were expecting that, and it's not quite a apples to apples to a Tesla Model 3 as far as range goes. The next issue that I had is a little bit, it's not what I would consider my fault. This has more to do with the fact that I did my research and I had been looking at other vehicles, and I asked these specific questions. So this has to do with phone as key. The 2025 Flash variant cannot use phone as key. And the thing that is the most annoying about that is I asked that question. So I've test driven this truck twice. I'm pretty sure I asked this question both times, but I certainly asked this question when I bought this truck test driving it. Can you use phone as key? And the answer that I got was, yes, it has the Ford Pass app, phone as key. No. Yes, it has the Ford Pass app, and I can lock the doors, I can start the AC unit, I can change the charge settings and things like that in the Ford Pass app, but I cannot use just the phone as a key like I could. I've been driving Teslas for 6 years, and I have not carried keys for 6 years. Our house has all electronic locks, and we have not carried keys for 6 years completely, and I don't ever want to have to carry them again. I enjoy that. That's one of the greatest things, is not having to carry keys around. One last thing in my pocket, or to have to keep up with. And yet, now I'm going to have to carry around a key fob like my 2006 Infiniti had to carry around a key fob. Except, my 2006 Infiniti would lock the door when I walked away. The Flash is not even locking the doors when I walk away. So not only do I have to carry the key fob, yes, it unlocks when I walk up and I just pull the handle. That's fair. I'm okay with that. But when I walk away, I want the car to lock, and it's not doing that. It's, I have to physically pull the fob out and lock the door, or long hold the little button on the side of the door handle in order to lock it. So if my hands are full, I have something else I have to do before I leave. So, this one's a little bit irritating because I asked those questions. I was told it had phone as key, and it doesn't. And what makes it worse is the fact that it doesn't even have the hardware to support it. So from what I've been reading on the forums and all this stuff is that the Flash does not have the proper hardware and wiring in order to support phone as key, so it can't come in like a software update. It's not going to get a software update and fix it. So I have no hope. I'm not going to get it. I have to carry around a phone as key for a very long time now, and I'm pretty mad about that. And yeah, I'm mad at the fact that I have to not have phone as key, and I was told that it would have phone as key. So yeah, needless to say, I'm a little bit frustrated about that. It's not the end of the world, right? I got a really nice truck that has really good range, has a good charge curve, very capable, very nice. It's a very nice truck. I have no reason really to be upset. It's just, I feel like I'm going backwards, and I wasn't expecting to. And so that's the difference, to be honest with you. And so yes, I'm frustrated about that, and I'm going to be frustrated about that for a while, but it's going to be okay. I will get over it to some extent, and I probably won't talk about it again. Maybe I will. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But anyways, that's kind of my big frustration. So if you're going to go buy the Flash, just realize it does not have phone as key. You have to carry around a key fob, and you're not getting it. I think that's a miss on the Flash version. I don't see why any truck sold, or vehicle period sold in 2025, especially with a model year 2025, does not have phone as key, especially one that cost $73,000 MSRP is the MSRP to this truck, and it does not have phone as key. It has all these other great technological things. I can start the truck from my phone. I can look at cameras on the trailer, on the back of the truck. It can back in. It can drive itself. But yet, I can't use my phone as the key. I have to have a key fob. A key fob. So anyways, that's one thing that is a big miss, and I didn't know it, and I even specifically asked a question to the salesman, and it kind of pisses me off. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. We'll have more videos like this about this truck as well as our Tesla Model Y. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.